Sashi Yuge Joshe Meto Chan Vira Lishi Nide Dyamba Sanje Shindu Nide Kuwai Tubu Namba Shima Chopa Shu Idama Guru Lahamiya Daya Mi Sanje Chola Soke Chonama Sanjopa Lulani Jaksushi Dali Chike Ibe Sonamji Kora Gemye Sanje Sange Chodan Soke Chonama Sanjopa Lulani Jaksushi Dali Chike Ibe Sonamji Kora Gemye Sanje Sange Chodan Soke Chonama Sanjopa Lulani Jaksushi Dali Chike Ibe Sonamji Kora Gemye Sanje
Akasan Sugatura Kaliva, Kuati Sugatura Kuatita, Sugatura Kuati Seti, Sukali, Surayarva, need not to tell me the use of dancing. Surayarva, Kuati, Sukali, Suratan is Kuati. Sugatura Kuatis.
Please look at the verse 68. So we are at the verse 68, right? So the verse 68, first two lines, it says that samsara is just like an unbearable prison.
That in he does Kuati, Sugatura. Need to be in Kare said that Toya look on Nessie. That's need to Sugar donation to need Nessie. Nicola Catena Shijin, Catesina, Binga dancer. Projam Rosa to Silva. Dinner Shijin, Toya Lotti Bamboo is Kare said that Toya look on Nessie.
So, since the samsara is the unbearable prison, which has the immense of suffering or the ocean of sufferings, therefore may I cease to regard samsara as a source of pleasure.
Okay, is that Kare Cheddar Tony Roma? That is the Sugar Jordan Nation. Quasi the Sugar Jordan Nation is. In Sanitella, around to be quasi the Karasugre. Any Karasu Sergui name Sola. Sibe Pindo need Kater of Chiton does Sibe Pindola. And it came out on Che, Sibe Pindol Bay, in there of Tung and it Chashi J, Nearba. Sibe Pindo, Sibe Pindo say the query. Long Jeta, Rita, Long Jeta, G. To see the Sibit Pindos again. But then Pindos does severality. When I say, we name a average Jones. kuenaada chusutsubata dirabachirabata sagunami chusutsubachir. Da dinderabachir yundu zamba ani 동해그란 시인부터 마통한체 여기야 가보지 되게 신차지 아니 내기야 봐 세상 가외체 다른 통해 로반에 되게 지금 말이 그래서 제가 탐지 동해그란 시인이 세지
So, having ceased to view this unbearable present of psychic existence as a pleasure growth, so since the samsara is unbearable present, which has immense of suffering, therefore we are able to see, therefore we are able to seize the samsara as a source of pleasure, a source of happiness. Now, with this, in general speaking, we aspire to, like in general speaking, we aspire to have a good place to live, good food to eat, and nice or good clothes to wear. So those are the basic things that we aspire to have. And by having all those basic amenities, right, then we think those are the like a source of happiness. So in this manner, one failed to see that actually those are the source of suffering, because those are the part and parcel of samsaric suffering.
네. 아니지 다들 동해 개야 동해 죽이야 돼 동해 숨이야 돼 그래 동해들 다들 동해들 다 담부 그래 동해지 쌍구야 돼 그래서는 동바산제리 아니 제가 내 동해 시스네 아니네 그래서 우리 계속하네. 편이 재밌어서 좋아하는 그렇게 들어봐. 뭔가 산계기 안부 가외 동네시 나외 동네시 치외 동네시 이게 시벌했더니 아니 계실을 단 표를 봐. 이 이상 이 동네에 상나 개정해야 돼. 담보도 동네 산계계 담보도 동네시를 자수해야 돼. 이 마시베 되게 하면서 뭐로 되게 해봐. 양것이도 되게 해야 돼. 왜냐면 내 디시리아 담보 시행도 좀 된지 또 표현된 시행이 시행이 누구가 동네 연구를 했습니다. मेरे तुम्हें दादा तुम्हें ती मासना आणि चिमाती 그래서 그래 야 이다 둘러서 버티네 계속 तुम्हें 소란 내가 중요해 봐. 그 다다 तुम्हें 마스면 온게 तुम्हें 마스나 ती तुम्हें 대왕 진수나 아니 तुम्हें 뭐야 탑지 말 봐. 근데 좀 맞으면 아니 치마 동해를 양도 흉유를 봐. 어디에서 동해 때 어디에서 동해지 쌍구야.
Now, with this, it is very important for us to see how samsara as a suffering nature. So, with this, it is important for us to reflect on the very nature of samsaric sufferings. So, if we look at the Buddha Shakyamuni, his own life stories, Buddha, in order to seek the ultimate truth, Buddha had abandoned his palace, nice place to live. Buddha has abandoned all the princely good facilities, left the palace. He left all the jewelries, everything, and like all those. But the reason why Buddha left all those things because Buddha have realized the very nature of our existence. Buddha see the suffering of aging, suffering of sickness, suffering of death. By seeing all those very nature of our samsaric existence, then Buddha abandoned all those worldly pleasures. Buddha abandoned worldly pleasure and pursued in his spiritual quest. So as a result, uh, uh, in his very teaching, Buddha taught that teaching on suffering in terms of Four Noble Truth. First truth is truth of suffering. So therefore, it is very important for us to really penetrate the insight into what suffering really is. So otherwise, it is difficult for us to really get the essence of the true meaning of sufferings. And with this, it acts as an obstacle for us to overcome from the uh, real sufferings. So with this, when I was in DC several years ago, um, I taught the teaching on the some suffering, particularly in samsaric suffering, and that time, few of the students they were hesitant because, I mean, teaching on suffering might seems very it's a hard to digest at initial point. But Hiroji says, um, even though it's hard to digest at this point, nevertheless, we should reinforce our attitude towards how to handle suffering. Because if we cannot handle the sufferings in this human form, then needless to say that how we can handle the sufferings of three lower migrations. The sufferings in the three lower migrations are immense. And in order to not to fall into the three lower migrations, we must face the suffering with grace in the very human form and try to overcome it.
that is so that quote is that is so that quote is that so that tinalo tunge mambu yarba tunge mambu yarita tunge na mambu tangirba tunge nege mambu and it's and tinalo karasure 시티단을 매비입니다. 동네 짠짠하니 일에 아니 타나지 마루 생기야라. 저래들이 수수는 저래들이 타나 근데 니는 나래 일에 타나 생기야리. 어찌 생기르바 서주 생기르바. 다 디나시데 코아디 디나시리 있어. 디에서 코아디나를 매그런 신부터 하고 있는데 코아들이 타나지 마루 삼박했다 탄두로 듣게 부여야 봐. 아디 맞아서 코아디 기버르지 가짜나 신지 통되는 코아들이 탄두로 듣는 말이 뒤면에 있는 아니 코아를 탄두 타와라 최적으로 진도로 듣는 말이 최진도로 맞게 되는 치마디 아니 가려서 그래 도서디 아니 니아손순 그렇지 그봐 도서디 메르바 이 메르 인산에니 니 이통부이나 니 치마니아손 메게야 탑시 지금 탑시지 아니 지 최남다 맞추니 그래서 그래 최매가 취미 장전전은 맞대로지. 샤도 슈를 취지를 봐. 지스는 샤도 슈를 취지는 수는 니지 취마인 발라지 카티 장이지. 개마도네 이런 구두를 징그러 봐. 네, 이 구두 무슨 아니 야버려 봐. 네, 그 말 제베이는 취미 장전 제베이는 니지. 니 치마 대화인하고 탑산 매를 차이 두개 어디 제베이는 아니 이따 강의 친구집에 단대디 그래 동네 마찬가지 니대 아니 치마디 동네 자들을 손들어 봐 길에 미신 매버려 봐 단대 삼베이는 치마디 동네 제투이야 동네 자들을 하는 거지 제투에 어디서 다디 가래 체다 로방네 시스 로디 방에 시에티리
when there is an immense suffering and torture in a prison, then naturally inmates in this prison will have a sense of liberating from that prison, right? Or like that, because this prison, if a prison has the immense of suffering in that prison, then the inmates naturally wish to get out of that prison. In a similar manner, samsara is suffering nature. In samsara, there are immense of sufferings. Therefore, those who want to liberate from the samsara, first, the person must have a sense of recognition that samsara has an immense of suffering, and then must have an aspiration to be liberated, to be emancipated from a samsara. This is important. Otherwise, let's say, if an inmate really enjoys in a prison, then he or she will have never a sense of wanting to get out of that prison, because that person loves to be in prison. In a similar manner, if a person in samsara really enjoys the samsaric pleasures and really aspires to have a samsaric, work hard to have a samsaric pleasure, then how would that person will have aspirations to be emancipated? That person will never have such aspirations. And if we cannot handle the sufferings now in our human form, then how would we handle the sufferings, greater sufferings in the three law migrations? So therefore, it is important for us to cease, or it is important to stop to think that samsara is a source of pleasures. So as the text says, read as, having ceased to view this unbearable prison of samsaric, unbearable prison of cyclic existence as a pleasure growth. So we must have this kind of perception, attitude, that samsara is the suffering. Samsara is not a source of suffering. Samsara is not a source of happiness. Rather, samsara is a source of suffering, and therefore, like truly realizing that sufferings of samsara and cultivating aspirations to be emancipated.
다들 그